Hello, and welcome to another episode of Market House, the podcast where we talk all things Disney. My name's Caleb.
And I'm Caitlin.
And this week we talk about Splash Mountain finally getting a closure date,
New concept art for Disneyland Paris,
and the best re-themes at the Disneyland Resort. Let's dive in. This is episode number 60. Can you believe it?
No, I'm so excited.
60 episodes in and still loving it.
Oh, that's good.
As of now. I'll update you if that changes, but I'm having a good time. Before we dive in, let's update everyone on what we've been up to.
Yeah. For those who don't know, we had some exciting news this past week.
Yeah.
We were on another podcast, The Happiest Hour with Chris and Emily, and we had an amazing time.
It was really fun. It's always fun with them. So we had them on a couple of weeks ago, and then they said, hey, can we have you on to talk all things Disney Cruise Line?
Which
and we
we
said,
love.
of course. So we got to spend about an hour with them just chatting about Disney Cruise Line. So they, again, if you haven't listened, please go do that. We'll link that episode in the episode details while we were over there talking about DCL. But it was just a blast. They're amazing.
Yeah, we love them. They're so kind. And again, if you haven't already, we've been reposting and posting stuff about them quite frequently, but go give them a listen and a follow.
Oh, yeah, on Instagram.
Yes, on Instagram and as well as YouTube. So
Yes.
they kind of record as well as do like a live version, so you can see them while you're watching the video if you prefer that.
Video.
But yeah, it's pretty awesome. So it's been so fun. I
It
loved
has been
it.
fun. This community is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Meet a lot of good people, including them. Before we dive in, consider leaving a review on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Just a giant help to the show. It's a free way of supporting the show, and it helps us, show up on the search results a little more easily.
Yeah, and we get so excited when we get them, and we get to read them, and it's just an over amount of joy.
Yes. It's always fun. We also have a new way of supporting Market House. If you're planning a trip to the parks, you can buy your tickets and hotel through Undercover Tourist, and we have a link for you in the episode description. And again, saves you money and also supports the show in a little way. And finally, we have a fundraiser update.
Yeah, we
So
do.
yeah, if you don't know already, we've been raising money for Make-A-Wish over on Instagram, and you guys have been amazing. We've hit our goal. We're actually a little over it.
Which
and
is so awesome.
so exciting. Again, I had said it for about 4 weeks, and we hit it in about a week and a half-ish.
Yeah.
So very thankful, guys, for everyone who supported it, whether that was giving to it or just sharing. Anything counts.
Yeah.
And I think we'll actually keep it open until the end of this week, just to have, give people the opportunity to give. Every dollar counts. Again, we're not going to cap it, of course. We hit our goal. We have to close it.
Yeah.
So again, if you $5, $50, any dollar counts.
Yeah, we
So
would greatly appreciate it. And again, for those who just gave in the past week, we have Kristen with Making Memories WDW, The Happiest Hour on Earth, Chris and Emily, and the DMSW podcast with Johnny J. So again, thank you so much for donating.
seriously,
We really appreciate you guys. It's just such an awesome thing to do. So
thank you so much. And speaking of Johnny, he left us a review.
he did. And
Isn't
it
he?
was so sweet.
He's so nice.
I loved it. It was one of those where I read it out loud and I'm like, it just made me laugh because I'm like, this is amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
He's such a good guy. So here we go. Let me read it. He says, the votes are in. And it is my pleasure to announce that Caleb and Caitlin are the official 2022 Disney podcast homecoming king and queen. Let's go. Johnny, you're too nice. Definitely would never happen in real life, but thank you. Give this happy Disney couple their crowns, robes, and flowers. These two Disney fans are crushing the podcasting game right now, and it has been such a joy to cheer them on and listen each and every week. They support their fellow Disney podcasters, they cover all the important topic Disney fans want to hear about, and they are always playing with the show to add new transitions, music, and segments to keep things fresh and fun for all their listeners. Their production and sound quality is top-notch, and I think anyone that is a Disney fan, especially a Disneyland fan, will find this show is well worth their time.
We so appreciate you,
Johnny, you are amazing, and also his show is amazing. I reached out to him before we knew him very well and said, your podcast cover art is some of the best I've ever seen.
Oh, it's amazing. If you haven't seen it, it has it's different colors. It's like blue, red, and yellow, and it has like a castle, it has Iron Man, it has like Star Wars characters, and like the little Pixar lamp.
Yeah.
It's so creative. Luxo, yes. But yeah, like Caleb mentioned, if you haven't already, go check out his podcast. It's the DMSW podcast. He covers so many amazing topics. He's so fun. And I'm just so glad we met him, number one, because he's awesome. So Definitely check it out.
Thank you, Johnny. All right, let's dive into that news. All right, our first news story takes place over in Walt Disney World, and it looks like Splash Mountain has an official closure date. So it closes up on January 23rd, which is pretty quick.
I'm excited for this ride.
Yeah, the Tiana's Bayou Adventure is going to be amazing, but I'm just surprised they didn't say, hey, you got 3 months to go enjoy, Splash Mountain before it closes. It was, you got a month.
Yeah. Well, because originally when they announced it, it was kind of like, yeah, it's going to happen in the future. And
Sure.
no one really knew. And now it's like,
It's
in
happening.
about a month.
Yeah, so it's scheduled to open back up again as Tiana's Bayou Adventure in late 2024. And there's no closure date for Disneyland yet. So I'm curious to see what that date looks like.
Yeah, I thought that was a little odd.
I don't know. I don't know if, I don't know why they would have different closure dates for both parts.
Yeah.
But maybe
Do you think
there's
they're wanting to see like how everyone reacts to the quick closure date?
maybe. I don't know if they really care.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe.
know.
Yeah. So yeah, if you are really wanting to get in a Splash Mountain ride before it closes, do that. I'm assuming in the next couple of months, both parks, it will be closed in.
That's crazy.
Next up, we've got some Oswald the Lucky Rabbit news. Disney released a short, kind of unexpectedly. I didn't hear anything about this.
Yeah.
But a hand-drawn Oswald short for the upcoming 100-year anniversary for the Disney company. And it was really cool seeing Oswald like now. Like you always see him as an historical figure. And, Disney, this was his first character. Commercial successful. His first commercial success, right? Character. Yeah. But he's back. And this is a little known fact. I did not know this. So it's been 95 years since Oswald was sold off to Universal, which was not intentional, right? Disney lost the rights because some guy messed him over and blah, blah, blah. There's a whole story behind it. But fun fact is Disney reacquired the rights to Oswald when Al Michaels, I don't even know who this guy is, an ESPN sportscaster, was sent over to NBC Sports. So they traded him
for the rights?
For a human. Yeah. Like this guy, you go over there and work for them and we'll take Oswald back from you.
I wonder how he felt about that.
Isn't that crazy?
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. I got to give credit to Gizmodo because it was an article they wrote and I thought that was hilarious.
I love that.
So it's a fun short. We watched it actually I think I watched it on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah. It's where I think Bob Iger retweeted it.
Okay,
and
I
said
need
something.
to watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, no, it was really good.
Okay,
it's
I
fun.
need to watch it.
It's fun, yeah. So it's worth a watch. Go find it. I'm sure it's on YouTube and social media and all that good stuff. But yeah, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit is back. All right, and our final news story takes place over in Disneyland Paris. And Imagineers released new concept art for the reimagined Disney Village, which this is their version of Downtown Disney.
Okay.
Which I love that name, Disney Village.
I was just going to say that. That's amazing.
Right? It's
very
so
magical.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be done in stages, but they've released some kind of preliminary art for what it's going to look like. Again, I can only do so much about explaining it. This is definitely worth the search over on Disney Parks blog and look at the designs. It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. One of the first projects is the addition of a French, I had to look up how to pronounce this, brasserie. I don't know what that means, but it's a restaurant called Rosalie.
That's pretty.
It's gorgeous. I can't even explain it. Again, this is a hard news story to talk about because I can't show you.
It's stunning.
It's very, very pretty. It makes me want to, just for their Downtown Disney, essentially, I want to get out there really soon.
We need to go. We need to do it.
I know. We honeymooned.
Yeah.
We honeymooned in Europe, and France was one of the countries we visited, and we were so close to making a trip to Disneyland Paris, but we were in the French Riviera and it was this whole trek and timing wise it didn't work out, but I'm kind of upset now that we were so close and didn't do it.
Hey, now we just have to go back.
It's an excuse to go back.
Yes.
And a lot of money. But yeah, anywho, go check out the Disney Village concept art. It's worth your time. All right. That music only means one thing, and that is Disney Trivia. Caitlin, we tied for the second week in a row. It's finally time that one of us takes the cake and wins one.
Who will it be?
We may never know. I think we'll find out here in a minute when I ask Caitlin some tough questions.
I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right, Miss Caitlin. Are you ready for your questions?
Ready.
All right. First one. What was the second park for the Disneyland Resort originally supposed to be? So before Disney's California Adventure was a thing, there was another idea for a park. What was that called?
Is there multiple choice?
It is not a multiple choice. You should know this. I will give you a hint. It's based off of an East Coast park. It's inspired by that. And nearly the identical thing.
Magic Kingdom?
No, we already have one of those, right?
Oh, yeah. I have no idea.
Really?
Okay.
Wow, I thought you knew this. It is called Westcott.
Westcott?
Westcott. It was going to be a West Coast version of Epcot with the Spaceship Earth ball and everything.
Okay, you know what? Now that I think of it, I think I've heard this a couple times, but I just didn't
Yeah.
What was the other name for DCA before it was Disney's California Adventure? Wasn't it something else?
No. It was, yeah, no, the only thing they changed was it's I think it's not Disney's California Adventure anymore, it's Disney California Adventure.
Oh, wow.
That's the only thing that's changed.
I'm way off.
Yeah, so fun fact, Westcott was announced in 1991, so it was official. It was announced and everything, but finances went
Elsewhere.
down the gutter, and because actually in Paris it was a total failure, and it was canceled in 1995.
Westcott. That sounds pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Like, I could see merch.
A lot of the residents complained about what the Spaceship Earth ball was going to be like an eyesore, and so...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay, second question.
Okay.
How many fountains does the World of Color show contain? It's a multiple choice.
Okay, good.
700, 900, 1,200, or 1,300? 700, 900, 1,200, or 1,300?
I'm going to say 1,300.
Incorrect.
Is it 1,200?
1,200.
I was almost going to say 1,200. Right when I first heard it, I'm like, okay, it has to be 13. And then I'm like, maybe 1,200. Wow.
Well, you done failed this week.
Well, question with that. Didn't they regret doing that sort of way, or those...
The fountains. They regret doing it to where they have to raise the foundation. They wish, the original Imagineer wishes that she could just drain the water.
Okay.
Apparently the raising feature and stuff is like really hard on the equipment.
Okay.
And it breaks all the time, and that's why it's always under refurb.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 1,200 fountains make that show work.
Wow.
My favorite nighttime spectacular.
Yeah, it's an amazing show. I'm so bummed that we're missing the Christmas edition of it.
I know. We're barely going to miss it by a week or two.
Yeah. Well,
right.
I did terrible.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Sometimes we just, we don't have it. Let's see if I have it this week.
Okay. Are you ready for your first question?
I am.
Okay. What was the first animated film to earn a Best Picture nomination?
Nomination. Okay. I think I kind of cheated because I saw...
Oh.
I didn't cheat intentionally, but this question did pop up. Is it Pinocchio?
No. Correct.
Wait, you're kidding me.
No.
I saw it pop up when I was looking for questions for you. Okay, I thought it was Pinocchio. What is it?
It is Beauty and the Beast.
Best Picture nomination.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant just nominated for an Oscar in general.
No. Best Picture nomination.
Oh, I didn't hear that question.
Yes.
My bad. Okay. Well, that's just me for not listening. Okay.
Okay. Number 2. Joy, fear, anger, disgust, and sadness guide which character's emotions in Inside Out?
Oh, what's her name?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Riley?
Correct.
Yes.
Great job.
All right.
We love that movie.
I love
It's so
that
good.
movie.
I'm like, it's one that they don't...
I like that name, too.
I love Riley.
Riley.
It's adorable.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a sneak peek on what we're naming our child. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Who knows? I don't know. Thank you for joining us this week for Disney Trivia. We both didn't do very well.
No, it's okay.
But I won. We have a winner this week. It's on a tie.
Well, yours were kind of hard.
Sorry.
Westcott.
It was not hard. Everyone knows Westcott.
Send us a message on Instagram if you knew that. Let me know, because I didn't know that.
All right, let's do some shopping. All right, it's that time to pull those wallets out. Get that credit card out, read it off to me, and tell me on Instagram what it is. I'm just kidding.
Please do not do
Don't do that. I'm just kidding. It is time for Shop the Mouse with
Market House.
Caitlin, take it away.
We've got some goodies this week.
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. First up, we have a Toy Story Alien. They say it's a wireless headphones case, but it's AKA an AirPods case.
AirPod. Okay.
It's super cute. I think these are super fun. I have one of these. It's basically just the alien that you literally wrap around your AirPods. It's just fun.
Yeah.
I love these
Makes
types
a
of
Disney
things.
theme.
Yeah. They're $19.99. That is quite expensive for an AirPods case. You can find cheaper ones on Amazon. I'm just going to let you know. But in case you have a gift card or just just want to give Disney your money, they're available on Shop Disney.
You're like, well, just in case you want to spend more money,
Yes.
do you want to Shop Disney? I would argue they're probably higher quality. Sometimes the Amazon ones aren't a perfect fit, and I nearly broke your lid of your AirPods case ripping it off.
Yes, I couldn't get it off.
So maybe this one's better.
Yeah, check that one out. Again, I don't think this is for the second generation AirPod Pros. I think this is just for the AirPods.
Got it.
Just keep that in mind. Again, $19.99. Next item I am extremely excited about.
You're a big fan of this one.
I saw a preview of this like a while ago, and I'm like, I can't wait for this to come out. And the day has come. The Mickey Mouse main attraction, for those who don't know, is Jungle Cruise for a period of time. And they just released the collection, including the Loungefly, which we're going to be talking about. And it is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
It is kind of like a forest green backpack in the back, and it has like Walt Disney World 50th, the Jungle Cruise logo, but the front has like the skipper stripes. It has like a steering wheel for like the boat, and then there's like a life, I almost said life raft. What are they called? Like the little things that you throw out if someone's in the water.
Oh,
my gosh, I can't think of it.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Right? You're losing it too.
Yeah.
It's
a
one
life
of those.
ring.
Life,
I'm just kidding.
yeah.
It's not that.
One of those. But anyway, this bag is absolutely adorable. It's very expensive. It's $85.
Yeah, that's pretty pricey.
Normally these don't sell out very quickly. If they do, it's like the first like couple weeks, and then they come back in an abundance at the park. So you can use your Magic Key discount if you have one at the parks. If not, give it some time. The previous ones do go on sale. Again, watch me say this, and this is going to be the most popular one, and then it won't. But keep an eye on it. As well as I wanted to mention the inside of the backpack for the Loungefly. That's quite popular. It has like a parrot, a pineapple, looks like a little elephant. There's like a tooth. It's so cute. I love it. So I'll be posting that.
Awesome.
And then the last one we have, I'm obsessed with sweatshirts. Just saw this one. It is the Happiest Place on Earth sweatshirt for adults. It's kind of like a periwinkle blue color.
I like this one a lot.
It's really cute. It says Happiest Place on Earth. It has like the old school. Do you remember Walt Disney Studios would have the castle with kind of like the light that would go over it when they would intro on the movie?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It has that castle almost in the middle.
Fun.
It looks very retro.
Sure.
This is $49.99. Again, I believe it's at the parks. Not 100% sure.
Okay.
But keep an eye on this. It should go on sale. It normally does. But it's super cute. So
sweet. I love the items this week.
Thank you.
All of them are hits.
All of them are
hits.
Book. They will be linked below in the description.
Yes.
Notes.
And over on Instagram?
Yes. And on Instagram on Monday morning, I'll have them live. And then as well as they'll be saved in the links highlights.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Caitlin. Always bringing some good shopping opportunities to the people.
Hey, 'tis the season.
Yeah. Of consumerism. Thank you. All right, and that brings us to our main segment of this week's episode, and that is best re-themes at the Disneyland Resort.
Yeah, we're super excited about this one.
This one's going to be fun because this was Caitlin's idea, and she was just thinking there are a lot of like re-themes that have happened over the years, right? We were thinking Tarzan to Adventureland Treehouse, which is happening soon, or currently actually.
Yeah.
You've got Splash Mount. Can't spit it out. Splash Mountain going over to Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Yes.
And we thought, let's think about all the attractions that we thought for the best converted themes.
Yeah, and there's so many that honestly I had no idea even existed.
Yeah.
I always thought, oh, this ride is there. That's been there forever.
Tomorrowland's been like gutted completely.
Which,
most of the rides there aren't original at all.
Which we'll get into because in my mind I'm like, oh, Star Tours, that's been there since whenever.
Before it came out in movie theaters in the 60s or the 50s. So this can be rides, restaurants, shows, etc. And as you know, a lot has happened. So we only cover, I think, around 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But again, we covered some that I think had the most impact on the park.
Right.
And if we're missing some, definitely message us on Instagram. We'd love to chat.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. First one, Country Bear Jamboree to the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Now, this is a biased, I think, answer.
Yeah, I'm very thankful that this happened. The Country Bear Jamboree always freaked me out.
I've never seen it. Did you see it in person?
Not in person. I've seen like a short clip of it and I'm like, that's bizarre. And the characters that you see in Walt Disney World, how they're like always waving at people, those bears creep me out.
They are very weird. They make appearances in DCA sometimes.
I don't like it.
They are odd.
In DCA?
Yeah, over in over the trail.
Oh.
Because they're like
Red Creek.
Yeah, because they're like forest themed, I guess they.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And
they're scary looking.
they're weird looking creatures. So fun facts, Country Bear opened March 4th, 1972 and closed on September 9th, 2001.
Which I thought was interesting because Winnie the Pooh actually didn't open until April 11th of 2003. So there was quite a gap in between both of those.
Yeah, then they had to convert it from a show to a ride.
Yeah.
So a couple years there.
You can still see a couple of those items from Country Bear, which is awesome.
Yeah, so you can see Melvin, Buff, and Max. I didn't know their names before. Who are the 3 living mounted animal heads found at Country Bear Jamboree inside the Heffalumps and Woozles room. So if you're going through the ride and you enter the Heffalumps and Woozles room, you look directly behind you above the door you go through, and they're right there.
Yeah, which we just saw on our last trip in October with family.
Yes, there's a video of all of us in the ride car freaking out, and my dad being very annoyed that we're freaking out.
That's right. And we're all like clapping because we've never seen them. We never turned around. I think it was actually Katie with Fam Trafolio that told me about it.
Yes.
And she was like, yeah, they're there. And I'm like, I had no idea. So it's a great thing to see. So
yeah, fun little homage to the original attraction. So they still have actually Country Bear Jamboree over in Disney World.
Yes.
We need to see it. We never spent the time to go see it. It's weird.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not a big fan.
Maybe.
Next one, we've got Aladdin's Oasis turning into Tropical Hideaway.
Also very excited that this happened.
Yeah, this was a good move. So Aladdin's Oasis opened on July 2nd, 1993, and closed in December of 2017. Fun fact, in between that time, they eliminated the dining portion of the area in 97.
Oh, wow.
So it basically went from a full-fledged restaurant to just a character meet and greet area for 20 years.
Yeah.
What a waste of real estate.
Well, I thought it was quite interesting because when the transition happened to Tropical Hideaway, I thought Aladdin's Oasis had been there forever.
No.
But it turns out that it was actually called something else prior.
Tahitian Terrace.
Yeah. Which
So
I thought
it was
is so weird.
Yeah, it was a Polynesian-style restaurant. Isn't that crazy?
Which it makes me excited because I'm like, oh, it would have been fun to like go there and eat something. But
Yeah.
I had no idea that even existed.
No idea. Aladdin's Oasis also hosted a show in 2008 called Indiana Jones and the Secret of the Stone Tiger.
This I'm actually bummed doesn't exist because I thought that would be amazing.
It was kind of cheesy. Did you see it?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I watched a video of it. It's pretty bad. I don't know. It's fine. It's because they had the stage there. They had a full-on stage with, what's that guy's? He was not a tiger. What was when
Raja?
when he enters the gold thing and he finds the lamp. What was that called?
The Cave of Wonders?
Yes. So what is that head on the outside that he walks
It's
through?
like a tiger.
Is it a tiger?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever that is.
Yeah.
There's a big one. There used to be an Aladdin's Oasis where the show took place.
Oh, okay.
So the area was rethemed to Tropical Hideaway on December 21st, 2018. And now they have full-on food and, of course, the Dole Whips.
Which we're there every single time we go to Disneyland.
It's a great place to just chill.
It's so good. And it's right
amazing.
next to Jungle Cruise. And fun fact, I did want to mention, when Aladdin's Oasis was open, there right when you entered, there was a magic carpet on the ground in like kind of like
Tile.
Not tile. Yeah.
It was tile.
And it's still there.
Yeah.
So if you walk into Tropical Hideaway and like right by the entrance, it's still on the ground. So it's kind of like a little reminiscent homage to that.
Respect.
Yeah. Which
Showing
is
respect
awesome.
to the original. Yeah, that's fun. Next up, we've got Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse to Tarzan's Treehouse. Now, some people I think are like on both sides of this. Some people miss Swiss Family Robinson. Some people are big Tarzan fans. I would fall into Tarzan only because that has some kind of relevance to me. I grew up watching that movie, not Swiss Family Robinson.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm not going to lie. I don't really remember the Swiss Family Treehouse.
I don't remember it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went, I think, when I've never been to Disneyland when this was open.
I'm sure my parents took me in it, but I don't remember it.
Yeah. So the treehouse opened on November 18th, 1962. Another fun fact, it originally had reddish-brown leaves, but they faded in the sun very quickly, so they switched them to green leaves.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
wonder why.
Just the color, maybe?
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know. It closed in March of 1999 and later reopened as Tarzan's Treehouse on June 23rd, 1999. So quick turnaround there. And I think this was clearly a move to get more IP in the park. They didn't change much. I mean, there's some changes, but it wasn't like a total overhaul, right, of an attraction. So just switch out some statues for, some animatronics from Aladdin or whatever, and there you go. You got a new attraction.
Yeah, I thought it fit pretty well. I am a little sad they're changing it. Sad and excited to the new retheme, which we've kind of got some concept art about. But I'm hoping it looks amazing, which again, Disney's doing it, so I'm sure it'll look great. But
yeah, I think I'm more excited for it only because, hear me out. So Swiss Family Robinson clearly lost like relevance, right? Because it was an old show and stuff.
Right.
Same thing with Tarzan. I don't think a lot of kids are like, oh, Tarzan, like totally recognizable. I'm sure kids know about him, but it's not a like cultural hit today. So them changing it to Adventureland Treehouse, I think gives it more of they can run with that, right? An original story. They can tie things throughout Adventureland to make more sense. So I'm excited.
Didn't they add a sign for it already?
I don't know.
Yeah, I do have to say one thing. The name is kind of boring.
I like it.
It's kind of like, well, yeah, it's a treehouse in Adventureland. Like, I don't know.
Again, I think it gives them more room for story.
That's true.
They don't lock in like certain characters or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. I'm excited to see it. I'm sure it's going to look great. So.
Yeah. So Tarzan's Treehouse closed on September 3rd, 2021, and will reopen as Adventureland Treehouse in 23. You can still experience, fun fact, the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse in Disney World, Disneyland Paris, and Tokyo Disneyland.
I wonder if it's more relevant over there.
I think they've updated it over the years, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, a nice vague tree that no kid will know what Swiss Family Robinson is.
Yeah, yeah, seriously.
Like, what is this? I don't know, kid, but enjoy the treehouse. All right, next up, we've got the Submarine Voyage turning into Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage.
This is one that I love, but we both cannot ride because we both get claustrophobic.
Yeah, we actually just talked about this with Happiest Hour on their podcast episode, but we just talked about how we cannot ride it because exactly that reason.
Yeah.
It's very closed.
But it's very beautiful, especially when you're walking around like the Matterhorn area and looking in. The water just always looks so blue and refreshing and amazing.
I can never imagine it without it, like that area.
Oh, no.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, I always think Nemo has always been there. But it's just so interesting to me that prior to Nemo, when it was the submarine voyage.
Yeah, it was based on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
They had mermaids.
Yes, so I was going to get to that, but let's skip to it now. There were, you're right, mermaids out in the lagoon. And there were reportedly a couple of cases of guys jumping in the water and swimming over to them.
What in the world?
I don't know. Maybe to ask for their hand in marriage?
I have no idea. Number one, those poor girls that had to sit out there in the sun.
That's kind of weird. It's a very weird...
mermaids? I'm
so
sorry.
Weird.
That's weird.
There are videos and pictures of it, and it is as bizarre as you'd imagine.
You know, we were so sunburned.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Maybe they had a good, a good layer of sunscreen on.
I bet those guys that jumped in got in so much trouble.
I hope. Kicked out.
I don't know.
It was a different time.
It was a different time, though.
Different time. The 60s and 70s. So this opened during the Tomorrowland expansion in 1959, and it was advertised as a voyage through liquid space.
Interesting.
Tell me what that means.
I have no idea.
Fun fact, it was among one of the first e-ticket attractions at Disneyland. One of like 2 or 3. Again, like Caitlin said, there were mermaids out there. The attraction closed in 1998 and wasn't replaced by Finding Nemo until 2007.
Oh, wow.
It was a long time of it just being empty. With the retheme came battery-powered submarines instead of the original diesel-powered ride vehicles.
Oh, wow.
So there was diesel.
While the mermaids were in the water. Oh, my.
Leaking into the water. Again, a different time prior to OSHA, I'm sure. And
yikes.
Yeah, a little rough. So again, Disneyland was a different thing back in the day. Yes. Less safe, let's just say that. Next up, we've got Adventure. Is this our last one? It's our last one. Adventure Thru Inner Space, rethemed into Star Tours.
Yeah.
So this one was a big deal, huge deal, because Star Wars at the time in 1980 was a giant deal, and it was a big grab for Disney to lock down an IP that was relevant, right?
Right.
They tried. Oh my gosh, their response to Star Tours back in the day was a movie called The Black Hole. It was really, really bad. I've watched it. It's terrible. And so after that failed attempt at competing with Star Wars, they said, forget it. Let's partner up and bring them into the parks. So fun facts about Adventure Thru Inner Space. The attraction opened on August 5th, 1967, and was sponsored by Monsanto, which is the people that make Roundup.
What?
Yes.
What was happening?
I don't know. Everything was sponsored by someone back in the day. Isn't that weird?
By Weed Killer?
By Weed Killer. I mean, the company that made Weed Killer. And they grow a bunch of like vegetables and stuff. It's a weird company.
That's so weird.
But Roundup, the creators of Roundup is who sponsored this ride. It was the first ride to utilize the Omnimover system. and it simulated shrinking guests to the size smaller than an atom before taking a tour of snowflakes at molecular and atomic levels. This is a weird ride. It's a weird ride.
What was going on back then? I don't get it.
The Sherman Brothers wrote an original song for this attraction called Miracles from Molecules.
Oh, it's very magical.
Caitlin, we should listen to it. Adventures Thru Inner Space closed in September of 1985, and Star Tours replaced it in January of 1987.
I wonder if our parents went on that.
I don't know.
Because it was around that time.
It was around that time.
So,
they were just teeny boppers.
Teeny bops.
Running around the parks, probably kissing their girlfriends and such. So Star Tours replaces Adventures Thru Inner Space, and the estimated cost was $32 million.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, especially for back then.
Yeah. And this is a fun fact. I did not know this. Rex, who was the pilot, the preferred pilot in my book, was voiced by Paul Rubens, who was Pee Wee Herman.
No way.
Yes. Isn't that crazy?
I had no idea.
Yeah, he's still...
this is so cool.
He's still around the park. He's over in Oga's Cantina.
Okay.
He's a DJ now.
We still haven't been able to go in there.
I know.
But I got reservations for our next trip.
You did?
So we're going.
Fun. Mm-hmm. Fun fact, Disneyland remained open for a 60-hour marathon from January 9th at 10 a.m. to January 11th at 10 p.m. for the ride opening.
Wow.
So Disneyland was open for 60 hours straight. I don't know where the 60 number comes from, but yeah.
Remember when they did that 24-hour day?
They used to do it all the time.
Yeah. And they'd get mad at people for sleeping on the benches.
People would sleep, yep. They'd go poke them and make them go. But yeah, so those were our favorite re-themes and reimaginings, I guess, throughout the park. There's a lot more, but we only have so much time. But that was fun, kind of exploring the history of Disney before these rides were what they were.
Yeah, I think the number one theme that kind of blew my mind was the ride that was previous to Star Tours. I literally had no idea that ride existed.
Adventure Thru Inner Space.
And I call myself a Disney freak.
I know. You didn't know Monsanto's out there?
No. And I didn't know there was diesel in the water. So
don't drink that water.
Oh my gosh.
There's leftover diesel. But thank you so much for listening. You can find us over on Instagram at Market House Podcast and Twitter at Market House Pod. Make sure to follow us over there for pictures and stuff from the parks. And we're going pretty soon here, so you'll get a lot of fun pictures there. Consider leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, a giant help to the show. Another way to help is to use that Undercover Tourist link to book your hotel and ticket purchases. Mm-hmm. Join us next week for another episode. We'll see you next time.
Bye.